Friday, everybody. I am glad that you could be here with me. I am over winter. I am so over winter. I am so ready for summer. And are you amazed with the artwork today? Well, I'm kind of amazed at how not perfect it is. But you know what? We don't need perfect. We need delicious. So I'm going to leave the amazing art to someone else, and we're going to work on making something that is delicious and keto and watermelon-y and lemony and mojito-y. Is that a word? Well, it is today. Okay, so we're going to do two things today. We're going to do a watermelon mojito, because yes, we can do that when we're keto. And we're going to do a cucumber melon lemonade, because we can do that when we're keto as well. Now, when you think about lemonade, you think about a big, tall glass of sugary, lemony goodness, and we may not be using real sugar, but it doesn't mean that we can't have a glass of lemonade. So let's do a cucumber melon lemonade. Okay, so first thing that we're going to need is a glass, because we're just doing single servings. Now you can multiply this into, I don't know, how many things do you want to multiply this into? And you can make it fizzy, or you can make it with water. So I'm going to leave that up to you. So I need to get busy here and let you see what I'm doing. You know, I got all flustered because just before I came to visit with you guys, I had an equipment issue, but we got the equipment issue here, and I might still be a little bit flustered, but I am here. Okay. Cucumber melon lemonade. I don't know why I didn't think of this a long time ago. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to take a small jar, and we're going to do 2 tablespoons of cucumber. Now I want you to look at the cucumber. Just put this through your food processor or through your blender, or chop it fine, whatever you need to do, and you want approximately 2 tablespoons. Now we're not going to be eating this cucumber, although I suppose you could if you want. But the other thing that I'm going to do, we need a big spoon. Now I'm just going to hold this cucumber back and get all of this delicious cucumber juice that's in the bottom of the bowl. Now, as soon as you grind up a cucumber to any degree, that juice starts coming out, and that's what we want in our cucumber melon lemonade. Cucumber melon lemonade. Okay, now the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to take about 3/4 of an ounce-ish, 35 milliliters of Da Vinci sugar-free. Oh my goodness, my brain is just not here today. Da Vinci sugar-free syrup, and add that to the cucumber. Now the next thing that you're going to want is something that I didn't have for a very long time, but I do now. This is a muddler. And a muddler, you can use whatever you like, whatever you have in your kitchen, but a muddler is something that I use often now. Usually you're using it for some kind of fruit in some kind of syrup, and you're just smashing the fruit down so you're getting all of the flavor out of it. Now you don't want to do this in the glass, because what's left of the pulp we're not going to be using. Good morning, Del. Or good afternoon, I suppose. It's afternoon, isn't it? Okay, so when we were in Mexico a few years ago, pre-COVID and all that kind of stuff, Del really enjoyed having a mojito while we were down there. Now I have mojito mint growing in my yard, which would make this even better when we get to the mojito part of this, but that's kind of where the idea for the mojito came from, was because Del really likes it. Okay, so that is about muddled enough. Now after you get done the muddling, you just want to strain it. So we're getting all of the delicious goodness from the watermelon syrup. And you know something that I just realized? Are you guys, oh, you maybe can't see. I did not introduce my cup of coffee to you today. So I am just going to, you know what? I'm going to get this out of the way a little bit. And hazelnut syrup. It is just my thing the last little while. So I have a technical assistant here that is busy pouring me a fresh cup of coffee. Okay, now back to what we're doing. We're going to take the cucumber and the watermelon syrup. Now once you get it into a fine sieve, you want to push it down. And you can use the muddler to push it down if you want, because we're wanting to squish all of the juice out of there, especially that watermelon syrup that we paid good money for. Okay. Now, the next bit of this, you can do this with fresh lemons if you like. Okay, now whoops. I'm going to set this over here. We're going to need that sieve again in a few minutes. And the muddler, but for right now, we're going to continue with the lemonade. Now, true lemon, if you're watching for me at a market, you will be able to find, come this summer, you'll be able to find true lemon at my booth as well. This is a wonderful way to make a watermelon lemonade. You don't need to have fresh lemons in your fridge that might go bad or may have a few more carbs in them than you want. Now, I just put 2 packages in there. You can put less if you want, but I want something that is going to be nice and delicious and lemony. And then the next thing that we're going to do is now I've got a pump on this bottle of Da Vinci, and I'm going to put 4 pumps of just plain sweetening syrup. So this is your simple syrup. And then I want mine fizzy. So you could do this just with water, but I like a little bit of fizziness in my glass. So we've got the sweet, we've got the watermelon, we've got the cucumber, we've got the lemon. And now, I guess this is the aid part, isn't it? Now you can add more of anything. How intense do you like your flavors, or how mild do you like your flavors? And then the very last thing that we need is a little bit of ice, which I should have had sitting in a bowl. I just love having an ice machine in the summertime. And there we have an amazing watermelon cucumber lemonade. That is delicious. Oh, that is wonderful. Okay, now onwards and upwards. So that's the drink for the kids. Now we're going to talk about the drink for the adults. Now, when you are doing a mojito, one of the things that you absolutely have to have is mint. There is just no way around this. And we're going to use the sugar-free watermelon again to muddle the mint. And again, we're going to have to strain this. Now this time, we're going to do a little bit more. There it is. We're going to do a little bit more of the watermelon. And the reason for that is, so I'm going to do about 3 tablespoons-ish. Okay. I want that watermelon flavor to really come through with the mint. And watermelon and mint is a beautiful combination. It's light and refreshing and sweet and summery and delicious. So we're going to add those together. And we are going to put this in a beautiful glass filled with ice, assuming that I can get this out of here. Oh. There, we have our glass of ice, we have our mint, we have our watermelon syrup, we just need our muddler again. I forgot to garnish this glass. There is that. Now you want to make sure that this could have been in a shorter jar, but you want to make sure that these mint leaves are crushed really well because the flavor of the mint only comes through. Yeah, let's put this in a shorter jar. Makes it a little bit easier. Okay. So folding up these mint leaves as much as you can, just get them in a corner and squish them. And take your time doing this. If you want this to taste amazing and minty and lovely and beautiful, then you want to take your time. Now, if you are going to do this in the summertime, check in your local garden center because last year, Dell found a Mojito mint plant in one of the garden centers near here, and I absolutely love it. Now, this is going to be a delicious Mojito. Not going to be nearly as delicious as the ones made with Mojito mint though. Okay, now we are going to strain this into the glass. And you see I'm making a mess here already? Okay. We are going to strain this into the glass. We don't want the mint bits in there so much. But we are going to take this out of the glass and just give it a bit of a press in the... we're going to give it a bit of a press in the strainer. Now, if you have the bar shakers and strainers, by all means do that, but it is not something that you need to go out and buy in order to do this. Now, we're going to make this a grown-up drink, so, I'm curious to know what would happen if I flambéed the rum before we put it in there, but I did not. So, it doesn't matter what it doesn't matter what brand of rum that you have, but what does matter is that it is not a flavored rum. So not a spiced rum, not a coconut rum, not a whatever kind of rum, just a plain white rum. And the reason for that is when you are making a drink that has alcohol in it, you want to make sure that it is just pure distilled alcohol because that is keto friendly. You don't want too much though. Okay, now let me find my ounce mark on here. Now, how strong do you like your Mojito? I'm just going to go for an ounce because it is only 12:15. Okay, so 1 ounce of rum. And then again, we're going to use the club soda. Club soda is something that I use so much. I love that. It is sugar-free and fizzy. Fizzy is a big deal for me. Okay. And there is our watermelon Mojito with a sprig of mint for garnish. And look at how beautiful that is. That is just absolutely lovely. Now, we did good. But again, make sure that when you're doing this, you can taste it a little bit as you go along. Grab a spoon and take a quick taste. And do you need to add more what? More mint? More? Do you want to add a little bit of lemon to it? Do you want to give it, what is it that you want to do to it to make it taste like the perfect watermelon Mojito for you? Okay, now we are going to do one more thing. Now I'm going to see if I can find a bottle of bourbon. Let's see. Have you ever had a mint julep? Neither have I. You want to make one together? We'll see if we like it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now I do know that in a mint julep, and this is going to be a watermelon mint julep because that's just how we roll today. So in a mint julep, I know that there is bourbon. So that is scotch. That is not bourbon. Well, you know what? I think we're just going to use scotch. Does it matter? I don't know. But we're going to do it. Now you can tell if you look at the top of the box or the top of the bottles, we do not drink very much in this house. So every time we go to have a drink, we have to clean off the bottles. Okay, now we are going to again with the mint leaves. The mint is really important in a mint julep because this is a southern drink and this is a very strong drink. So we want about 2 teaspoons. Now I'm just going to muddle this in here this time. We want about 2 teaspoons of just plain sweetener. We'll see what these Southern belles are talking about when they're drinking their mint juleps. Okay, so we get the bottle of rum put away and the bottle of scotch is out instead of bourbon, but it's all good. Okay, so I'm going to leave the leaves in this mint on the stem, and the reason that I'm leaving it on the stem is because I want the juice out of the stem, because that's delicious as well. It gives you that nice minty flavor. Now we are going to muddle that up, the leaves and the stem. I'll get this all bent over and all bent out of shape. That's what we're going for. Now, I don't know. I have this recipe. I have not made this recipe. So we're doing it together for the very first time. So if I just kind of go blah, you'll know that maybe it wasn't the best idea in the world. But we have some time together today, and I like using our time together to the fullest. Okay, so because this only had mint in it last time and watermelon, I'm just going to use it again. Okay, now, oh, that mint smells so nice. You know, when you muddle it in watermelon syrup, you kind of lose the scent of the mint in the watermelon. So when you do it on its own, you get that beautiful fresh mint scent, and it makes the kitchen smell so nice. Okay, so now we have the plain sweetener, we have the mint. We're going to add about 1 tablespoon or 15 milliliters of watermelon syrup. And then, I don't know, you guys, this seems to me like a lot, but it calls for 2 ounces. 2 ounces? Doesn't that seem like a lot? I don't know. I'm not so sure that this is going to get fully enjoyed today. Now let's see what it smells like. Well, it does smell like it needs ice. So I'm thinking that a lot of the reason that those Southern belles seem to be in a good mood all the time when you see them on TV, throw that in there, is because they've been sipping on mint juleps, because that is most absolutely a drink that is not for the timid. Wow. Wow. That is really nice. Okay, I gotta tell you, I'm a little bit surprised. This is lovely. It's sweet and it's smooth, and I would imagine, now the scotch that I used is a really nice scotch, but yeah, this is really a beautiful drink. So this is something, I hope you were writing that down as I told you. And the last thing that we're going to do for this one is we're just going to put a nice sprig of mint in there for garnish, and that is it. So we have a watermelon mint julep. We have a cucumber and melon lemonade for the kids, because, you know, kids need something too. And then we have a watermelon mojito. Now the watermelon mojito is definitely going to be better this summer when my mojito mint is growing. So that's what we have for you today. I hope that you have enjoyed this. And if you are looking for a nice, light, refreshing drink, and believe it or not, this watermelon mint julep, it is nice and light and refreshing. And it might take me all afternoon to get through that, but we'll see. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am very grateful every time we have an opportunity to get together. And I will be here again on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. I will not be drinking on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. And I do have somebody here to share this with me, so I'm not going to be drinking all of this by myself. So join me Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Mountain. We're going to do something for brunch, and it's going to be delicious, and it's going to involve eggs, and you're going to love it. Let's do a summery egg dish for brunch. So thank you again for joining me, and I hope all of you spend the rest of today, and until we get together on Sunday, I hope all of you do your very best to live your best version of this shining life. That's what I'm going to do. Thank you for being